like, can you just tell us your name, your...
No, that's one.
Yeah.
Oh, Lina Laka.
Sure. Oh, wait.
Yeah, Ramonte. So I'm from Pretoria.
Sure.
Born and raised.
Yeah.
I went to Clapham High School. Before that, I attended Northridge Primary School. I'm a musician.
So your whole life you've been in South Africa?
Yeah.
So you've been in Africa?
My whole life, I've actually never been out of South Africa before.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Africa is all I know.
Alright, great. What's your definition of beauty?
Beauty?
Yeah.
Beauty, I guess, is what I perceive, you know, and how I feel at that moment.
Yeah.
How that thing was shaped, or how that thing looked at that particular time.
Sure.
Yeah, because I think sometimes beauty can change.
Oh,
you know, but the moment defines the beauty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so like if the moment, it has to be like those crystal, you know, what to be remembered. So what does the term blueprint mean to you? Like when you hear blueprint?
Blueprint is like okay, the literal meaning is like a floor plan.
Sure.
Which kinda to me means that it's the foundation of everything. You know,
sure.
Blueprint usually is the most original thing there is of anything.
Of any idea.
Yeah, I like to
of
say
any
originality in my blueprint.
Sure.
You know, yeah, because I feel like my foundation is based on originality.
Oh, yeah.
So my floor plan is originality.
So which celebrity do you think has a dope definition of blueprint? Like
dope definition of blueprint.
In your perspective.
What's that? Get Rich or Die Trying, the album and the movie. Reebok with this.
So do you think those lives are like stereotypes? Like, do you think those are like the ways most people like to group themselves in living?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, because we want different things in the world. You know, some people just want to grow up and be a sports player.
Oh,
yeah. Some people just want to grow up and just be a musician and not be a businessman or whatever. Some people just want to be a lawyer. You know, some people don't want anything but to be an entrepreneur. So it's also based on how you grew up, and based entirely on what you want.
Oh, yeah. So do you think albinos are beautiful, dog?
Yeah, albinos are beautiful. Albinos are very beautiful. I've seen beautiful albinos also.
Sure.
So yeah, I believe albinos are beautiful.
Oh, wait. You, dog, there's something you had that happened. I just want to let you know about there's myths that have been running around in Africa. I don't know if you know about them, about albinos, and then like ugly things were being said, dog. Like, do you know of them?
Yeah.
Like how they are people, like, you know, during primary they'll be like saying you're an albino, you know, offending them, making them feel uncomfortable. Yeah. So what do you think about those myths and those stereotypes?
Yeah, maybe it's the truth and not a myth. But discrimination happens all the time. You know, you get discriminated usually for things that you didn't choose.
Sure.
You know, you do get discriminated for being albino, you get discriminated for being Indian, you get discriminated for being black, you get discriminated for being white also.
Sure.
So, yeah, discrimination will always be there.
So
regardless of what you are.
What's the way to, what do you think is like one way we can overcome it?
Already we know that albinos are part of society.
Yeah.
To overcome it, it's very hard to overcome discrimination. Right now I cannot think of it.
But what would you advise someone who feels like he or she has been discriminated, and this is not fair. Well, like, what would you advise him, like, to say, or hey,
do not fight against any kind of discrimination. Discrimination is bad entirely.
yeah,
Like Mandela said, white or black domination is what he doesn't want, because domination is completely filled with describing what is inferior.
sure,
So shouldn't feel inferior, you know, especially in a country like South Africa, or free, or sharp, you
sure,
still have like the same opportunities as a normal person.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you are, unfortunately.
Thanks a lot for today, man. You know, for giving me your time. Any goodbyes you'd like to say? You know.
I like to say that people just like find it in themselves to be happy with what they are, you know.
Sure.
Like I'm saying, there will always be discrimination. And
Sure.
usually the discrimination that hurts most is the one you didn't choose for yourself.
Sure.
But life must go on.
It's the one that challenges you. It's the one that puts you out there to face like the scary things God planned you to like face.
You to face. 'Cause nobody else but you has to go through such things. You know, it happens, man.
Oh yeah. Thanks, dog. Give yourself a great night, man. Man. Oh yeah. Right now, I would like you to like introduce yourself. Tell me your name and something like about you, to like where you from. You know.
My name is Dowozo.
Sure.
I go to VC. I study BCom Finance.
Sure.
And yeah, that's.
So like, are you like originally from SA?
Yeah, I'm originally from SA. I'm from KZN originally.
Sure.
I was born and bred. I've moved around a lot in my life.
Sure.
So I've been down to the Eastern Cape for a few years.
Sure. But for like the whole time you've been in Africa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what's your definition of beauty?
My definition of beauty, it's far more than the eye can see.
Sure.
So I see beauty as being a being.
Sure.
More than anything. Just a fluorescent being, something that,
you know, people can aspire to.
yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you think the term blueprint means?
For me, it's a roadmap.
Sure.
Of where you are and where you're headed.
Sure.
And then the destination. So for a blueprint to exist, you must have a map.
Sure.
You must have a plan of where you're going, how you're going to get there, and what you're going to do once you get there.
So in terms of people, what did you like? Okay, like you said, like you have to know like where from. So it's in people. But what I want to find out is, there's been stereotypes going around about like albinos and like myths, like all these things that like pressurize people to like not pursue like their lives happy. You know, what do you think about such things, like those kind of myths?
I feel like, yeah, the stereotypes are for people that hate on differences,
Yeah.
and can't accept other people's differences.
Yeah.
And for me, it's much easier to accept people's differences than it is to bash them, because we're all different in one or a form or another.
Sure.
So, yeah, in terms of, like you said, albinos.
Yeah.
I feel like albinos are still people.
Yeah.
Blacks were slaves before.
Alright.
And black was known as a color that's bad,
Yeah.
and was portrayed to be the devil.
Yeah.
So now albinos being lighter than white people,
Sure.
you know, like why is there a stereotype around that when
Yeah.
white people were known as higher beings, superior beings?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So do you think they're beautiful? Do you think albinos are beautiful?
I think they're gorgeous, bro. I think albinos are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like they glisten, unlike most people do.
So not a typical personal note. I just want to know if you like have ever dated an albino chick.
No.
But would you?
Close to. I most definitely would.
Oh, yeah, gee. Man. Thanks for like joining me, vandaag. Any goodbyes you'd like to say? Any advice you'd like to say to people that are feeling kind of pressured and like feeling weakened by things people say?
Yeah, what I'd like to say to those people is just keep being yourself. Keep exploring your talents. Keep exploring your strengths, and one day everything will reap gold.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, G. It's I just want you to introduce yourself and tell me your name, surname, and what you're about.
My name is Herb Lucilo.
Yeah.
And I'm a student at Boston Media House.
Yeah.
I also own a media company and I specialize in PR. I come from Pretoria.
Sure.
I'm 22 years old and yeah, I love the media industry.
Oh yeah. What's the definition of beauty to you? Like
Beauty.
your definition of beauty.
Beauty to me is like, for example, when you look at an artist who paints, and then while they are painting, they don't necessarily know what they're doing, but then at the end, a picture comes out. I feel like that's beautiful for me. Spontaneous things,
Yeah.
When you like look at a girl, but then not necessarily how she looks, but the energy she gives you. I think
Sure.
that's beautiful.
Alright. So what does the term blueprint mean to you?
When I think of blueprint, I think of plannings,
Sure.
Like, for example, I think of architects drawing a plan to build a building or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's like.
So how would you put blueprint in like a perspective of people? How would you like say it's a blueprint of people? Anything that can be a blueprint, but to people, not like to buildings and stuff. But then take the same more.
It can be like how society expects you to grow up, go through school for 12 years,
Sure.
and then go to college and then get a job and then get married. I would say that's kind of like a blueprint society has kind of made for people. I would say,
Sure.
Yeah.
So do you think things should go on like that, or do you think that like it has to be stopped?
Well, it's not for me to say, because if I'm thinking, these are norms that have been made before I even existed. So for me to come and say, well, it's wrong, even though I feel it may be wrong, won't necessarily make a difference,
Sure.
But then I believe people should open up their minds in terms of saying they shouldn't let these societal norms put them in a corner. Like,
Sure.
They should learn to think for themselves and kind of realize that we live in a society whereby people expect you to do things they are able to do.
Yeah.
And they may think you are not able to do something because if they cannot do it.
Sure.
So I feel like you should break boundaries, don't try and conform to society, even though it pushes us to conform normally.
Sure.
If you look at the 5% wealthiest people in the world, like they didn't conform in whatsoever.
Nothing.
The blueprint that was supposed to be given to us as society. So most of the time, the 95% of the people are the ones that conform to society, and
it's like they gave us this instead of that.
Exactly.
So do you think albinos are beautiful?
Yes, I think all types of races are beautiful. Like I wouldn't particularly say that I look at color when I look at beauty. Like I said, for me, beauty is something spontaneous. Yeah.
Alright, man. That's enough for me for today. Man, thank you very much, man, for joining me. There's any goodbyes you'd like to say? Any?
I like to just say, yeah, man.
For this topic, like, what do you like want as what would you prefer to put and say, like, to inspire people not to think the things they think about Buma, like albinos, you know, because there's myths about albinos, or like they are like ugly, they are like you know, like people always have their own, like the whole blueprint that society, like the one you told me about. Yeah, I just want to know from your perspective, what do you think should be done?
Well, I feel like when it comes to topics like such as racism and xenophobic attacks and stuff like that, people should understand that even though we're in an African country, it doesn't mean, like, for example, with the albinos, apparently I've once heard that people use the bodies for spiritual reasons and stuff like that.
Sure.
But then, like I was saying, you should not let society put you into a box as a person. Like, we come into a world whereby there's so many things going on, ancestral things, especially since we're in Africa.
Yeah.
We should not let perspectives that have made a norm in society to ruin the generation that is coming up. Because a person may make a mistake and then they live on and die while they've made that mistake. But that does not mean when a new generation comes up, they are to follow that mistake. You understand? So I feel like society should be aware that we must teach ourselves to learn something and unlearn something.
Sure.
In order for us to move forward and get somewhere. Yeah. So in certain instances, such as albinos, we should try and unlearn certain societal norms and rumors that have been out there and try and see things differently. Yeah. Yes.
Man, thanks for your time, man.
No, you're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
I really had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Camera's rolling.
Could like easily get like
Naja?
We got some nice snacks.
As one, as two, Jeremy, sister, Puma, Wena, Sana, Wena.
Rolling, make a laugh, bro. Alright, guys, come through. That's the one. That's the one.
How's that? We in the sea.
Why don't say it?
Come through.
Action. You guys, it's about that time.
To go?
Wait, to go.
Call it.
Should I start?
Okay.
Everybody in first positions. Yeah. Okay.
Sound is speed.
Cameras rolling.
Action.
So guys, who do you think is gonna win when we play the competition this time? You wanna take a bet? The next bet.
I always have.
You.